Hi everybody, Joe Vizio here. Just wanted to come on and kind of had a little story I wanted to tell. But first, I want to kind of tell everybody about a person I've been listening to. A guy named What a Load Of. And I'll leave a link to his page in the description. And y'all should check him out. And I know a lot of my subscribers do. I mean, we all kind of share each other. We're each other's subscribers, and we got our own little community going on, which I have to say I absolutely love. But What a Load Of has been really going through it on the domestic side of things. He's got a lot of good insights, and he's definitely allowing us to watch his recovery. He's got some good things going on, and you should check him out, especially if you've had trouble on the domestic side of things. It's always kind of comforting to hear somebody else's stories. It's comforting to be able to relate. So definitely check him out. I don't have so much experience when it comes to the domestic side of things. I've probably gone through it, but I won't call anybody out because I think I was a little bit of a narc myself. I was kind of following in the footsteps of the guy who taught me. So it was definitely a learning experience for me, and you guys should check that out. So just kind of wanted to run this through you here. We'll call this one the dadism. I always have my momisms, but this one's going to be my dadism. Yeah, I kind of was talking about how, when my sister had her baby, that my father was, just, he didn't want anything to do with it. Not anything to do with the baby, but he didn't want anything to do with the whole situation. He was probably more concerned that my sister might ask him for money or ask him for help or something like that, and he don't want no part of anything like that, so he was real low-key about it. And I told you how, it was me that went over and rescued my sister and brought her to my house and protected her, and gave her a safe place to have the baby and figure out what she wants to do. And it's just kind of funny now that the kid's grown up and he's over here trying to buy his love. Yeah, there was a time when I was 17 years old and my girlfriend was pregnant. This would be with my oldest daughter. And I went to go see a lawyer. And this was after she was born, so I was probably 18 in a couple months. And I wanted to go see a lawyer just to find out how I could protect my parental rights. And lo and behold, my father wanted to go with me and sit in on this meeting. And, we went through the meeting, and, they said, it's going to be a little bit more complicated because, the child was already born and my name was not put on the birth certificate. And, but it could be done. But they could get it set up, and I would have protected weekend visits and holiday visits and things like that. I would get to be a part of the kid's life. And, the lawyer told me that she would need a retainer fee. I don't remember how much it was. I think like $1,200 to $1,500 is kind of sticking out to me. And, at that time, I was a busboy at the IHOP. So, I wasn't making very much money. I wasn't making, I think they paid me like $4.50 an hour. So, a 2-week paycheck for me after taxes and everything like that was like $400 or $350, somewhere in that ballpark. So I wasn't making really anything. And my father told me, he says, I hope you don't think that, because I came here that I'm going to give you that money. And, I had already known that the love of Daddy's life is his money. So I wouldn't dare come between it. I didn't even ask him for the money. But he did, volunteer the information that I wasn't going to get the money from him. So, this is the part of the story where we fast forward a little bit. We need to jump forward a few years. Now, at this time, my daughter's probably 3-4 years old, maybe. And I've always remained very good friends with my daughter's aunt, which would be the sister of that ex-girlfriend. And we've always stayed in contact over the years, and she's helped me get through some tough times. I've helped her get through some tough times. We're just always really good friends. Nothing, ever boyfriend, girlfriend, but, we remain friends. We're still friends to this day. And one time, she was over my house visiting, and my father was there. It's kind of, my father, he never came over to my house for anything, really. I mean, there was a couple times here and there. I think he had come over to my house to get some pot. I knew somebody that can get him some pot, so he was over there to get his pot. That's why he was at my house. And he was talking to my friend about my daughter. And he was saying about how bad of a mistake it was for her to keep him out of that girl's life. And what he said was, and I'm going to try and just kind of, I can't do the exact quote because I don't remember it exactly, but I remember the key part. And he said, that was just so stupid. She should have always let me have something to do with her, because you know what? I got a lot of money. That girl could have had so much, I got a lot of money. Okay. So basically, you would have been able to buy your granddaughter like you are buying your grandson now. So let's look at this for a second, and we'll show you how the narcissistic mind works. And you should pay attention to this, Pop, because I know you're watching. You're just kind of lurking in the shadows, but I know you're there. Why is it that he had to be a big man flashing money in front of this girl talking about my daughter, but he couldn't be a big man and flash the money, actually use the money to help me to get the parental rights? Could I have paid him back that money, $1,500 or $1,200? Probably not. That's probably something that he, more than likely would have had to write off to fatherhood. He could have wrote it off to, I have a lot of money and I can do whatever I want. It's just, it happens when you have kids. Sometimes you do that. And although I wasn't a child, I was 18 years old, and he was by no way, shape, or form obligated to do that. I don't even consider that any kind of abuse that he didn't do that. I don't consider that he did anything wrong. That's his prerogative if he wants to do that. But why would you, years later, start talking to somebody as if you're flashing a wad of cash under their nose? Oh, look, see what she missed out on? But at the time that you could have actually done something and help to prevent any of that to happen, you didn't do anything. You were just more concerned about keeping your money for yourself. Am I making a good point here? Does anybody else following along with this? So it's just kind of a head scratcher as I go back and think about it. And I think about these things with a clear mind. And I can see that. I can see the hypocrisy in that. You don't want to give me money. Again, not that that was any kind of abuse or that he had any kind of obligation to do that. That was my responsibility. It wasn't his fault that, I was 18 years old making $175 a week working at the IHOP. But he wasn't willing to do it then, but to make himself look like a big man in front of my friend. Look at all this money she missed out on. I could buy her anything. Yeah, she should have given me rights. But anyway, guess that's how it goes sometimes, huh? So, if you were to pull any kind of a lesson out of this, let that lesson be, first of all, whatever you can find. Second of all, just the clarity that you have when you do go no contact with these people. When you go no contact and you can stop that abuse from further damaging you, you can start to see things a lot clearly, and you can see things that you've missed. I wish at that time when he did that, I'd have been able to call him out on his bullshit right then and there. Oh, really, Mr. Daddy Warbucks? Well, where were you with all this money when I could have really... That's all. So you get an amazing amount of clarity once you cut these people out of your lives. And you can think clearly. That's amazing. I had a young lady on my Facebook, and I connect with a lot of people on there through the whole political activism thing. And I had a young lady that was talking a little bit about Munchausens by proxy. And there were a lot of people that, had a lot of opinions on there. And I asked her if she's ever heard of Narcissistic Personality Disorder. And she got a little bit offended at first because, maybe she thought that I was calling her a narcissist. But once I kind of got things cleared up at what I was talking about, she could really see what I was trying to offer. And I would think, and maybe I'm wrong, but I would think that the Munchausen is more of like maybe a symptom from maybe histrionic, because I think histrionic is more of a dramatic, attention-seeking form of the narcissistic personality. I mean, it's all in that cluster B. And I think Munchausen's might be something that maybe would follow more in the histrionic. I'm not sure. This is why I'm kind of been watching a lot of the documentaries and things like that, trying to educate myself on these things a little further. But if anybody else has that answer, I would appreciate you saying something in the comment section, just not just for myself, but I did offer that person a link to Ollie. I offered her a link to myself, and maybe to be able to connect with others so she seemed real interested in it, seemed real up on it, and maybe she might do that. So just in case she is, maybe there's some of us out there that can kind of help out. I'm not naming anybody or anything. She reads through the comments, or she sees this video, she's going to know that I'm talking about her. And maybe she can, seek some more of the answers from it down there. And, there was another person on there that seemed like that they had some things to get out, so they were interested. And, it feels good to be able to help point people in the right path to getting that triage to stop the bleeding. One person said that I was an angel, and it was very nice of them to say that, but I sure don't feel like an angel. I'm just a person that's had my problems, and somebody got me on the right path. So whenever I have the opportunity, I'm going to try and help point people onto the right path themselves. I say this a lot, but we've all been through a lot. So, Thanksgiving was good. Everything went without a hitch. Turkey was good. Ham was good. Stuffing was good. I made all the stuffing. Yay! So, I hope you guys all had a good holiday, and you did your things. And there's somebody that was talking in one of the comments that this is going to be their first holidays in their own home, away from their parents, with the kids. And that's such a great thing. Be strong. Be very, very strong. And teach the kids what it's all about, making your own traditions. I'm definitely proud of you. I don't want to name you on here. I know you don't have your own channel or anything, and I don't know how much the privacy and all that you're into. But I definitely want to recognize you that I'm proud of you for doing that. That's great. We all need to do it. We all need to do it. And during the prayer, I got to get up and make my prayer with people. And, you know, and I'll kind of say this with you guys. It's the Thanksgiving was started, you know, short story. The European settlers were pretty much going to starve to death, and, you know, the Indians helped them to be able to grow crops and things, and at harvest time there was a feast, and that the Indians were invited to partake in this feast, and this was supposed to be thanks, hence the term Thanksgiving. And then as our government was formed and sprawled and everything, the Indians were thanked in a very bad way. And I won't get into it. But here we are, 2016, and it's still happening. And just kind of keep this in your thoughts, keep it in your prayers, and definitely seek some kind of independent news sources on this. But up in the Standing Rock, they're going through the same thing. But this time they're trying to protect clean water. Big Oil's trying to run a pipeline, and they've already bulldozed over some sacred Indian burial grounds. And now they're trying to put this pipeline under a river, which supplies many of us with clean drinking water. And you know, Big Oil, oh, don't worry about it. That pipe ain't gonna break. You can trust us. You know, these Sioux Indians are not falling for it. Neither should you. And they're trying to stop this, what's called the Dakota Access Pipeline. And as we sit here and we watch our TVs and we go out Black Friday shopping and all that, these people are being sprayed with water in freezing cold temperatures to get them away from an area to allow Big Oil to build their pipeline. So our government is protecting the corporations. And I don't know about you, but that pisses me off. So just look into that a little bit. Just you know, type in Standing Rock or Dakota Access Pipeline, DAPL. That'll pull it right up. And don't look at Fox News. Don't look at CNN. Don't look at any of these news sources that our government controls and a corporation controls. Look at the people that are down there. Look at the people that are at this scene, that are videotaping this and putting this out. Look for that there, and that'll get you the story. And if anything, just kind of keep these people in your minds. Had a skeeter on me. Keep these people in your minds and in your hearts, and you know, just remember that they're fighting for all of us, and we should definitely do whatever we can to fight alongside of them. So, guys, thank you very much for the time.